of your home at night? Architectural and landscape lighting not only brings out your home's best features, it can actually increase the usability of outdoor spaces. Listen to what this Overland Park couple has to say about the landscape lighting they had
Kind of
put
really
in.
the finishing touch, I thought, for the deck was to put some lights out in the landscaping. We wanted to accent the rest of the yard, and you know, we've been thinking about doing that for several years.
I think what it's created is an addition to our home, now our backyard, our family. We entertain, we get to share it with each other and with other people, and it's just a part of our home now.
And there's something kind of cool to be able to just, you know, you're so excited about how things look in your backyard that maybe even take special trips at night in your car. You drive by the back of your house just to look at the lights and see how they look. I think that's kind of a cool thing.
I'm Randall Whitehead, and I am going to improve your life through the use of great lighting. Landscape lighting can be so wonderful, so important, such a great improvement for a piece of property. And what I see all the time is those little pagoda lights like this shot leading up to the front door. They're wrong. They're just wrong. For me, they're the most egotistical of all of the lights. They just say, look at me, look at me, look at me. And they also create a yard that's 12 inches tall. This is not good landscape lighting design. This is the worst. This is great if you're landing your B-52 at the front yard, but I'd much rather you do a little bit more layering of light to make it look good. Now, what I'm going to show you is a series of daylight and nighttime shots of the same spot, because you can really then see what's going on here. So we have a good daylight shot. We've got a water feature in the center there. But take a look at it at night, how different it feels. We have a dappled pattern of light and shadow falling through the trees to create this wonderful, inviting, naturalistic feel. This is what we call the moonlighting effect, when the lights come from above and create light down into that space as if the space were being illuminated by a full moon. When you're using a lantern outside, I'd much rather use one that has some sort of obscure glass to it instead of one that has a clear or beveled glass, because what happens is no matter how much you pay for that light fixture, all you're seeing is the 60-cent light bulb inside. If you have a nice diffuse glass around it, then it fills out the volume of that lantern and it feels so much better. The other thing that I recommend is that you use a very low wattage. You don't have to put 100 watts in an outside fixture. Just 25 watts is going to do it, because at night that 25 watts is going to look pretty bright. Here's another daylight shot. We have a staircase, we have a gate, and it's cool light as you would have during the day, but look at it at night. It's inviting, it's magical, it's mysterious, and it really makes the space feel wonderful and just a bit of fantasy going on. We have a colonnade here where we have well lights, lights that are mounted in the ground, throwing light up along those columns. It does a wonderful job of showing off that architectural detail, and you can see it from a long way away, and it's still subtle. We're not seeing the glare of the light fixtures themselves, we are seeing the glow of the architecture. What I like to see is that in the colonnade you have uplighting that shows off the architecture of the columns, but you don't have the glare of the lights themselves. That's the best way to do lighting. The other thing I want you to think about is being inside looking out. In this dining room, by lighting beyond the French doors, this very small space seems much, much larger than it actually is, because you're lighting the trees that are about 20 feet beyond the window. And it creates this wonderful kind of tapestry of greenery and really adds to the inside atmosphere. So inside lighting and outside lighting do relate to each other. Now, the other thing to think about is the color of the light. Now, moonlighting is a silvery blue-white light. And so what you want to do is make sure that the lighting isn't too yellow outside. Plants look kind of sick under a yellowish light, and you want to have it to be crisp so the plants look lush and fresh, kind of like a big salad. If you look out at this garden here, all the trees are illuminated, and we have little gradations of color in there to create a little bit more dimensionality to the space. The other thing that we did just for fun is we washed the driveway with water, so it kind of looks like a water feature, and maybe that happens in the rainy season. Who knows? The fixtures themselves need to be subtle, the ones that are uplighting the trees and the sculpture. And a fixture like this one is close to the ground, shielded, and basically disappears into the foliage. What I want you to think about is creating a little bit of magic at night with light. I hope that what I've shared with you today has given you some really good ideas on how to improve the quality of your life with lighting. This is Randall Whitehead. Thank you very much.